Hi, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. And today we are doing a real quick video that is a PSA for why you should read the Steel and Fire series by Rivet. If you haven't seen one of my PSAs before, I've only done 2 others of those, and they're just like these quick reviews for an entire series. So I did one for Illuminae and one for the Poldark series, both which, okay, Illuminae is not an underrated series at this point. A lot of people are reading it, but the Poldark series, I had never seen really like any other reviews for those. This series, I feel, I'll hold up the first one. I feel like it is getting more well known because of small booktubers like me and like Murphy Napier who are slowly reading it. But Rivet is a self-published author. She puts all her books on Amazon, so you can either buy hard copies or read them. They're on Kindle Unlimited right now, so you can read them for free. But I actually read them like both ways. I like bought the book, and then when you buy it, you get the free Kindle with it, which I didn't have Kindle Unlimited when I started reading the series. I do now, and so you can read it that way. But anyway, so what I do for PSA is I just give you like 3 to 5 main reasons why I think you should read it. I'm not going to tell you any downsides to these. There are issues with them, just like with any series. But if I'm doing a PSA about a book series, it's because that I find them overall pretty like flawless in what they made me feel, because I'm a feel-based reader. If you check down below too, I put my like reading scale of like what things mean to me. And for me, it's not about being technically perfect. I rarely rate on technicalities or like technical parts of reading unless they distract me. And then we'll talk about it, because if it's so bad that it's like distracting me, then we'll talk. But otherwise, it doesn't matter. So these were all pretty much 5-star books for me. And let's give you some reasons why. Number 1, woman power. There are 3 women in this series and 1 villain who's also a woman. So 4 women in this series who are major parts of the story, and they all have different strengths and different ways they use their strength. Dara, who is the main lead through all of it, her and Siv is the prince, they also are as well. This woman is amazing. She's the more like physically adept person because she's a duelist, and she's using, in the beginning of the story, she is looking to find a sponsor because she wants to be a competitive dueler, and she gets paired with the prince to help train, and the prince decides to help her find a sponsor because he thinks that she's great. And this relationship that could have either been really tumultuous or that whole like catty, you know, just where you're like, we hate each other just because. There is none of that, because Siv, who is the prince at the time, he fully recognizes how talented this young woman is, and he wants to help her career. He isn't someone who's full of ego. He is proved that when she proves that she's a better dueler than him, he is like, I want to learn from you. And I just appreciate that so much. So Dara, she is physically an adept and can use her skills to fight. But the other women in this, including 2 of Siv's sisters, try saying that 6 times fast, who are, their names are, wow, their names just totally went out of my head. They are Sylvia and Sora are their names. And Soraline and Sylvia and Severian. They have very, you can tell the names. It's a thing. They are put in different like politically dangerous situations. One of them deals with dragons. One of them deals with the villain of the series, who is putting one of the sisters in a tough situation. But all of these women, they use their strengths to get shit done. I'm gonna put that down because the glare is bad. And so they're never like, poor me, somebody save me. They are, okay, I'm in this situation. I don't have a lot of power. What am I gonna do? And they find a way to do it. And I love that. I love it so much. So that's number 1, women power. Number 2, dragons. Yeah, the dragons were a slow burn in this, by the way. Like, they're mentioned from the beginning, but you're told that they've kind of died out at this point. So this series has a lot to do with the elements. There is fire is what we start with, and then we get wind and water are the main elements in here. So it's not called wind, it's called air, which I know, fine line, but I get confused because they're one of the books is called City of Wind, but they're air benders or like air controllers they're air captain controllers. That's what they are, y'all. Wow, this PSA is going off the rails. It's supposed to be a fast. And the dragons in this series, they all like can carry the different elements to like help a fighter. So if they're, you know, a fire dragon, they'll hold fire in their belly. If they are a water dragon, they'll hold water might in their belly. And you get the idea, obviously. And I love dragons. I love whenever animals are in a story and they're intelligent. And the dragons are very intelligent. And they help and hinder our heroes in different ways, which spoilers for how, but it's intense, y'all. Number 3, great relationships. This has to be in there. You know, it's on my favorite trope list along with animal companions and things like that. There are so many interesting and wonderful relationships, friendships, male-male, female-female, female-male. All the relationships are amazing. And the main relationship in the series, which this isn't a spoiler, like it's pretty obvious, it's going to be Civ and Dara. They are great communicators with each other. They talk through their issues. Like Civ is not that typical male who, oh, what's wrong with you? And just like ignores everything. Like when he sees something is up, he wants to know what it is. If he did something, how he can help. It's amazing. The communication is really, really good. And I just love when there's great friendships. Like all the duelists have really cool relationships, which is something we get to see develop and become really important to the series. Like who's loyal to who, that's all very important. So I really enjoyed how relationships were done. So those are 3 main reasons why I really like this series. And I had such a good time reading it. If you're someone who likes to support indie authors and you like fantasy, I think this is so great. Like, I think it's really hard to find really good self-published fantasy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I read e-arcs on NetGalley all the time, and a lot of the fantasy ones do not wow me. And this series is so good. I'm so happy that Murphy told me about it. Now Murphy just has to finish it because she didn't finish it, but she got me started. So this series, by the way, it's Duel of Fire is number 1. King of Mist is number 2. Dance of Steel is number 3. City of Wind is number 4. And Night of Flame is number 5. There's also a spin-off series that just got started. I'm about to read that. It's called The Watermight Thief. And I cannot wait to read this. Putting it off because I don't know when the next one's coming out. So so that's been my PSA for why you should read the Steel and Fire series by Jordan Rivet. I will, of course, link her down below so you can go right there and support her. She's amazing. So thank you so much for watching. I put up new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you'd like to watch some more, you can do that right now. Bye.